Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video we are looking at a brand new trailer, some brand new screenshots, and brand new information for Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. Now if you haven't been following my channel over the last year or so, we've talked about this game a fair amount. Usually when there's a new trailer or some new screenshots we do a video on it, so I thought I'd do one today. I'm very excited for it. It's one of the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative games coming from FNAF, who's one of the developers part of that initiative, and it looks really cool. It's basically a reimagining of the original Five Nights at Freddy's game, but with a far darker and more creepy looking aesthetic, as we'll see as we go through the video today. So we're going to watch the trailer first guys, do a quick reaction to that, and then we're going to dive into a closer look at some of these new details on the Steam page as we read through all the information contained there, and then finally we'll wrap up the video with a quick analysis and a look over each of the new screenshots released. So sit back, relax, and let's check out the new trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. We've got a Freddy Fazbear, a very ominous looking Freddy. Oh, and there's another set of eyes there I think in the background. I think it's showing us, some glimpses just from moments in the game over the top. We've got the newspaper clipping, of course. Got a little look at some of the locations, the front of the pizzeria, which we never got to see in the original game. I think that was Foxy. I think these are all clips from the short film that was made on the game. It was like a pre-rendered film. We're seeing environments now. We actually saw Foxy there and Chica. I think that's new. That's cool. Very moody. Oh. Oh man, they are creepy looking. I've never seen them animated like that. So that's Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica, of course. And there we go. That is the logo. Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. I don't know when it's coming. I think it's meant to be coming this year, but we don't have a full release date. Wishlist on Steam now, though, guys. So if you're looking forward to this game, of course, just go and give it a wishlist on Steam. That always helps the developer because it raises awareness for the game and actually boosts it on Steam's algorithm, so they'll promote it more on their end if you wishlist it. That's why it's always important to do that if you like a game. I think we just saw a flash of Freddy at the end there as well. Okay guys, so now we've actually looked at that trailer. That was really cool. It didn't show us too much new stuff. I think we got a brief glimpse of Foxy, which we hadn't seen before, and Chica, which we hadn't seen before. Then we did see them animate at the end, the main three. But it was basically footage we'd seen before overlaid with a new look at, you know, Freddy Fazbear as he kind of like hid in the shadows. However, it is just to promote the game on Steam. That's the purpose of that trailer. Still cool to see it. The real bonus here though is that we get new information on the game. We're going to read through that now, and then I'll wrap up. We actually have some brand new screenshots as well. I've taken a quick look at them beforehand and they're really cool, so stay tuned for that. We'll begin by just reading through the information on the Steam page. Now the basic blurb for the game, it says an official Fanverse made reimagining of the modern horror classic. Watch those cameras, make sure Freddy and his friends can safely wander around at night. Prevent any damage to company property, and most importantly, don't let anything inside your office. So yeah, standard kind of what we already knew there, but it's for people checking out the game for the first time. You can see it's published by Click Team and the developer is FNAF there. And release date, we don't have one, it just says in development. They're not trying to rush the project along, they're just trying to get it done when it's ready, which is always good because hopefully it will launch with minimal bugs that way. So now we've got about the game. What is FNAF Plus? Five Nights at Freddy's Plus is a fan-made remake / reimagining of Five Nights at Freddy's by Scott Cawthon, officially licensed and published under the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative. A brand new take on Five Nights at Freddy's, plus some more, featuring completely remade visuals, new character designs, remixed survival mechanics, new camera animations, expanded secrets, and rare events. Loads of bonus post-game content, and a new interpretation of the original story. A game built to surprise and scare both newcomers and veterans of the FNAF series alike. So this is really interesting to start with, this first little bit of information, because we know it's had completely remade visuals and character designs, but what I didn't realise was it's going to have remixed survival mechanics. And I think we'll actually see hints of that in some of the screenshots we're going to take a look at in a minute. But it does mean the gameplay will be changed up and will be a bit different, which will make things interesting. We get expanded secrets and rare events as well, and loads of post-game content. Now this is interesting because this kind of pertains to the lore and the story side of stuff. I don't know if the developer will find a way to add in some of those 8-bit style mini-games. That would be cool if we got some new, like, kind of retro mini-games like Scott used to use in some of the games, but they never appeared in the original FNAF game, so I'm not kind of keeping my hopes up too much for that stuff. But there is going to be new story stuff, and of course this is a new take on the story itself, so it's probably going to be quite an interesting experience going through this game, even if you're just in it for the story and not the gameplay. The next section says, a modern horror classic given life in a way you've never seen before. Welcome back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Spend your nights with us working as a security guard, looking after the infamous pizza restaurant that brings kids and grown-ups alike their favourite food and thrills at a discount price. During your shift, you'll get to work up close and personal, but not too close, with our beloved animatronic entertainers, Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, and Chica. Just keep an eye out for those cameras, and make sure our robot friends can safely wander around at night. Prevent any damage to company property, and most importantly, don't let anything inside your office. Trust us, it's a long story. Are you ready to survive a brand new Five Nights at Freddy's? Interesting they don't mention Foxy anywhere here, but we do know that he does of course appear in the game. We've actually seen him in the trailer a minute ago. And we've got some more features beneath. This is a list of new features. Firstly, we have a reimagined experience that's sure to scare and surprise both newcomers and veterans of a FNAF series. Revamped pre-rendered 2D visuals and character animations. 5 nights of terror, an extra special 6th night, and many more post-game bonuses to complete. An expanded custom night mode with in-depth night customization settings, adjustable AI, and unlockable add-ons. So in that mode, it seems you can make the AI as simplified or as advanced as you wish to make a even harder or even easier experience once you finish the game. Then we have a brand new Plus mode for thrill-seeking fans looking for a real challenge. It says unlockable prizes and trinkets for your office, so we have unlocks that appear in the office during gameplay, and a multitude of user settings for the UI and actual pause menu, finally. And then finally, just to wrap up, it says Five Nights at Freddy's Plus is made by long-time fans of the series. The game does not aim to replace the original, but to accompany it as a new spin-off on a beloved classic, set in an alternate universe that explores similar events and concepts presented through a new horror-focused lens. So basically they're saying here, we're not trying to replace the original game, but we're trying to take it on from a different angle, a far more mature, kind of gruesome and terrifying angle that's going to appeal probably more to the older side of the audience that was there for the first game and is now maybe in their 20s or so, or even older. So this is kind of why it appeals to me so much, I think. So now we've had a look through that, guys. You're probably waiting for me to look at these new screenshots. Let's do that right now. The first one we have is just a normal shot of the office. We've actually seen this before. We've got this little cupcake character who's like a chef, a little chef cupcake. We've also got a little balloon boy there. I actually quite like how these look. If you played the developer's previous game, I think it's called Pork Chop's Horror Show or Pork Chop's Adventure. I can't remember exactly what it was called. It was like a demo, proof of concept for a game, but it had these kind of character designs in that as well, and it was actually a really cool game. I don't know what happened to it, but you can see his style has carried over from that Pork Chops game into this one. Now the next screenshot is super cool. It's a new look at Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. We saw this from the trailer. We can actually see how they've been changed. You know, Freddy's got his little leather jacket on there. We're gonna see in a minute actually that they do also have trousers for the first time, which is kind of an interesting change. But in general, you know, their faces look more, I guess, realistic. It's more how you'd imagine they might have looked if they were developed in real life, which is why they're so sinister. I don't quite know how to articulate it here, but they have something about them that just makes me uneasy, you know, just looking at them. The design is really, really cool here when he's going for such a horror-themed aesthetic with the game. The next image is awesome. This is Bonnie in the party room looking straight into the camera. This is straight from gameplay, this screenshot. It looks super moody, super creepy, and there's not much to say about it other than this is a really, really cool look at how the animatronics are going to appear once in game. Then the next image, again a gameplay screenshot, we have Helpy there. That's probably one of the unlockables that we get to drop into the office that we heard about during the description phase of this video. I think we get to unlock characters such as Helpy and have them in the office as kind of little trophies while we play, you know, which is it's nice to see. We've got the door closed, of course. There's not a lot to say. They've just turned the light on to check if anyone's there, but they're not. The next screenshot we have is of the backstage area. This is where we check when the animatronics have started moving around each night. We can see Freddy's got up and he started moving around, but Bonnie and Chica are still there and they're just sort of chilling out backstage. Bonnie's eye looks like just black. I think it's the reflection from the lighting on it, but it looks just black, like a shark's eye or something, or a spider's eye, and that is really, really creepy. They're just laying dormant in the room. Again, the overhauled look of this game is just fantastic in my opinion. I love what they're doing with it. This one is horrible. I saw this actually when I first looked at the Steam page before this video, and there's something about it. The way they've got Bonnie stood there outside the office just staring at us, he's just nailed it 100%. That is terrifying. If you see that, you're closing that door immediately, and if you can't close that door, you're panicking, right? You can see the official rules poster there. We looked at that in the previous video where it says don't waste power, don't laser around, don't take the pens, don't let customers inside, or animatronics hopefully, right? Don't make weird noises, don't stain the carpets, and don't allow refunds. So again, Fazbear Entertainment being very stingy, not allowing refunds, not being very good on the customer service front at all, really. We've got a little Frederick's clock up there as well, if you can see that. So they are adding in new characters and new concepts to the game. And then we've just got the power on there. I think this is actually for the light, right? Because it's got a sun on it, so we hit this for the lights to come on. Next, we have an image of, this is from the original trailer actually. If you guys have ever seen the original trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's, you'll know that there's a scene where they're all on the stage in the pizzeria that never made it into the final game doing a dance and having a song. And it seems like this is a reimagining of that scene from the trailer. Now, I don't know if in FNAF Plus we're actually going to get some kind of movie sequence at the start which shows that scene in the game for real now, or if this is just like a concept image for the Steam page. But yeah, it looks cool. It's definitely nice to see these characters looking a little happier for a change, I guess, and less murderous, even though they still look super creepy. And you can see there, Chica does indeed have the cupcake sidekick there, so you know Mr. Cupcake, he is completely reimagined in this game as a little chef character, which is kind of an interesting take on the character there. Then we have Chica super close in front of the camera. What I like about the cameras here is you'll notice there's this really sharp look to all the renders during the movie sequences, but when we're looking through the cameras, we get a far softer look to the image. So it is more analogy and how it would look if we were looking through a security camera feed. I like that he's done that he's kind of softened up the image a bit. And Chica just looking into the camera there with her eyes like all kind of like crooked and her mouth wide open. We can see the endo beneath, in fact. That is like super, super creepy there. Again, not too much to say. We've got some posters there as well. This one is weird because if you look at this one, we've actually got Bonnie standing in the office when we've taken down the monitor. You can actually see the surveillance monitor here, guys, is actually going down at the moment. There's actually motion blur on it. That's during an animation. And then we've got Bonnie stood in the office. Now that's actually like super, super creepy because it means that you won't necessarily get instantly jump scared if an animatronic is in the office. I don't know if there's going to be a way to get them back out, if they can actually be stood in the office and we can shock them, or if it's just that they're stood in the office and they then walk into the animation that kills you. So instead of just jumping up from nowhere, they're stood in the office, you take the camera down and they rush you or something, which would be like super scary, you know, really, really horrible way to do it and jump scare players. It would feel far more real, and I have a feeling that's what this is. Screenshot 10 is Foxy, and this screenshot is awesome because it actually shows us Foxy properly in the game, in a gameplay screenshot for the first time. We can see it says sorry out of order there for Pirate Cove, of course, as always. And we've got a new sign there. I don't remember that being in the original unless I'm just completely misremembering. So it says today's showtime and it's got a place for the time to go there. And then Foxy with his little hook looking out. He's got one eye that's kind of like a milky color, which makes him look even creepier. And then on the layout here, you can actually see 2 of the cameras are down. So this seems like a new camera mechanic. In the original, to my recollection at least, cameras wouldn't necessarily go down. You know, there might be sections where they briefly went to black for a second, but it seems here like they can actually malfunction and not work anymore. So this could actually be one of the new gameplay changes spoken about in the description there, where they said they're adding in new mechanics. It seems like cameras can now go down, which is not going to be fun if you're trying to keep track of animatronics. Then we've got this one, which I think is Freddy. Super close up to the camera. I think this is this is camera 10 outside the office. And he's like looking straight into the camera. In fact, camera 10's a new camera because this room is new. This is the power room, I think. We saw this in a previous screenshot. There is now a power room where we can keep track of all the different, like, the power, as well as it being on screen here. There's also a room with a generator about here behind Freddy's head, and it shows us, what's happening with the power around the pizzeria. I don't know if maybe they can sabotage that device, and if we let them into this room and then that shuts down cameras, it'll be interesting to find out where this goes. But, that's definitely Freddy looking scary. And it says Thursday Plus there as well, which is interesting. Then we've got Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, or Pizza. It's the building, it's outside the building, and it looks like there might be an introductory screen where we go inside, and it does show us this shot from outside. We saw this in the short film made last year as well, the outside of the pizzeria, and then we had a kid sneaking in and something really bad happened to them. I don't know if that's going to factor into the story, if we're going to find out what happens to that kid as we play, as this security guard through the story of the game. But either way, we have seen this before. It looks like it's returning and being used in-game. And that is the final screenshot. Perhaps fittingly, as we're leaving the pizzeria in the screenshot, we're also leaving this video as we've finished everything now, guys. We've looked at absolutely everything. Again, you can wishlist this if you want. It's available on Steam now. That's Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. Couldn't be more excited for this one. I'll definitely be covering it with a playthrough on the channel, a video looking at all the secrets in there once we've discovered them all, and probably a video looking at the newly revised story for the game as well. So plenty of content on Five Nights at Freddy's Plus coming when it's ready for release. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, remember to leave me a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I will see you all on the next one.